This video can completely change how you think about retirement planning. It's all about how someone with $300,000 saved in zero debt is often in a better retirement position than someone with $2 million in significant debt obligations. We're so conditioned to focus on that big account balance number. But after years of working with retirees and seeing the math play out in real life, I've watched debt quietly destroy retirement plans that look perfect on paper. We'll look at the three types of debt that are derailing retirements right now. The spending trap that compounds everything, and we'll even look at the mortgage rate debate through the lens of math versus emotion. By the end, you'll know exactly what a retirement-ready balance sheet actually looks like. So let's get into it. Chapter 1, why $300,000 with no debt beats $2 million with debt. Let me show you the math that proves this isn't just a catchy headline. Let's say someone has $300,000 saved, receives $4,000 per month in Social Security, and they need $5,000 a month to live comfortably. It's $60,000 a year total, and Social Security covers about $48,000 of that. So they need $12,000 annually from their portfolio. That means they'd only be withdrawing 4% of their nest egg each year. This is very sustainable. Now let's consider someone with $2 million saved. Sounds amazing, right? But they're carrying a $400,000 mortgage at a 7% interest, a $50,000 Parent Plus loan for their kids' education, and 2 car loans totaling $60,000. Monthly expenses are $12,000 or $144,000 per year. Even with $4,000 per month in Social Security, bringing in about $48,000, they need $96,000 annually from their portfolio. That's almost a 5% withdrawal rate before we even factor in the debt payments. Here's where it gets painful. That mortgage alone could cost roughly $2,700 per month, or about $32,000 to $34,000 a year. The Parent Plus loans add another $500 monthly. The cars are $1,000 combined. Suddenly, they're hemorrhaging $4,100 or so every single month just to service debt. That's nearly $50,000 per year in payments that produce zero lifestyle value. They're just keeping up with those obligations. This is the trap. The person with $300,000 and no debt has flexibility and breathing room. The person with $2 million is locked into a treadmill of payments. One market downturn and they're forced to sell investments at a loss to keep making those monthly obligations. And this isn't a small problem. It's affecting millions of retirees right now. Seniors aged 60 to 69 held $2.73 trillion in total debt as of the first quarter of 2025, up about 22% over the last 5 years. Even more concerning, debt among those 70 and older surged 36% over that same period. Chapter 2, the 3 types of debt derailing retirements. Not all debt is created equal, but these 3 types are retirement killers. First, second mortgages and home equity lines of credit. I see this constantly. Someone refinanced and took out a HELOC during their peak earning years, thinking we'll pay it off before retirement. But life happened, and now they're 65 with a $200,000 mortgage balance at a 6.5% interest. That's $1,264 per month for 30 years, or over $15,000 a year. On a fixed retirement income, this payment alone can force you to withdraw more from your portfolio than is safe, especially in down markets. Second, Parent Plus loans. This one breaks my heart because parents take out these loans out of love, wanting to help their kids avoid debt. But Parent Plus loans are brutal in retirement. Nearly 4 million parents hold these loans with a total unpaid balance exceeding $110 billion. Unlike student loans taken by the child, Parent Plus loans follow the parent forever. There's no automatic forgiveness when you retire, and payments continue even if you're living solely on Social Security. Worst of all, if you consolidated your Parent Plus loans after July 1st, 2026, you're locked out of income-driven repayment plans and public service loan forgiveness forever under the new One Big Beautiful Bill Act. That means you could be stuck making standard payments of $500 to $1,000 per month for decades straight out of your retirement funds. Third, it's car loans. This might seem minor compared to a mortgage or a student loan, but it's a symptom of a bigger problem: lifestyle creep. Auto loans rose sharply among seniors age 70 and older, up 14.15% year over year among those aged 60 to 69. Every $40,000 car loan at 7% costs about $760 per month for 5 years. $9,120 per year on a depreciating asset. Budgets in retirement should be designed around essentials and joy, not obligations. That $9,000 per year could fund an incredible vacation, help your grandchild, or simply stay invested and compound. Instead, it's gone every month, with nothing to show for it but a car that's worth less and less every day. Chapter 3, the spending problem that compounds everything. Lifestyle creep doesn't just stop when you retire, it just changes form. During your working years, lifestyle creep looks like upgrading to a bigger house, or nicer cars, or more expensive vacations as your income continues to rise. You're earning more, so you spend more. It feels natural. The problem is many people enter retirement expecting to maintain that same elevated lifestyle, but now the income stopped. This is what I call the lifestyle trap. You spent 30 years conditioning yourself to a certain standard of living. The $80,000 SUV, the country club membership, the twice a year overseas trips. All of it was affordable when you were pulling in $200,000 a year. But now you're trying to maintain that same lifestyle on $100,000 from your portfolio and Social Security, and half of that is already going to debt payments. The math just doesn't work. But the habits are deeply ingrained. So what happens? People start pulling more from their accounts than they should. They convince themselves, well, it's just temporary, just until they adjust. But adjustment never comes because their spending patterns are so locked in. The solution isn't deprivation, it's intentionality. Before you retire, you need to get brutally honest about what you actually need versus what you've grown accustomed to. Can you drive a $30,000 car instead of a $70,000? Can you take one big trip per year instead of two? Can you find joy in experiences that don't require financing? But here's the truth. Every dollar you spend servicing debt or maintaining an inflated lifestyle is a dollar that's not working for you. It's not compounding. It's not providing security. It's actively working against you. Chapter 4, the math versus emotion debate, my 2.25% mortgage story. Imagine someone who locked in a mortgage at 2.25% during the historic low rate environment from a few years ago. From a purely math standpoint, this is free money. If the average stock market return is around 10% annually or 7 to 8% after taxes, and the mortgage is costing 2.25%, the math screams, keep the mortgage, invest the difference, come out ahead. If you make minimum payments, invest the extra cash, and watch the portfolio grow, the spreadsheet loves that decision. But spreadsheets can't measure how they feel. Every month when that mortgage payment comes out, there's a tiny voice in the back of their mind, not loud, but persistent, screaming, you still owe money on your house. It's not anxiety exactly, more like a low-grade background hum of obligation. They run the numbers again, show their spouse the projections, proving they'd be much better off keeping the 2.25% loan. Their spouse looks at them and says, I don't care what the math says. I want the house paid off. So they pay it off. And the math was right. They probably left some money on the table, but the peace of mind had value too. See, as of mid-December 2025, 30-year fixed mortgage rates are approximately 6.25% to 6.35%. The historical average since 1971 is 7.7%. So if you're sitting on a 3 or a 4% mortgage from a few years ago, the math still favors investing over paying it off early, assuming you're comfortable with the market risk. But math isn't everything. 25% of retirees report lost sleep over their financial situation, and 36% worry that financial stress will impact their health long term. If carrying a mortgage, even a low rate one, causes you stress or limits your sense of freedom in retirement, the psychological cost very well may outweigh the mathematical benefit. There's no universal right answer. If you're the type of person who can watch your portfolio fluctuate, maintain discipline, and sleep soundly knowing that you have a mortgage, keep the low rate loan and invest the money. But if you're someone who craves simplicity and you want security, you want to know that no matter what happens in the market, your home is yours, pay it off. Peace of mind is a return you can't quantify on a spreadsheet, but it is very real. Chapter 5, what a retirement-ready balance sheet actually looks like. So what does a truly retirement-ready balance sheet look like? On the asset side, you have a diversified portfolio, retirement accounts like 401ks, IRAs, taxable brokerage account for flexibility, maybe a Roth IRA for tax-free income later. You've got some cash reserves, enough to cover 6 to 12 months of expenses without touching the investments. You own your home outright, or be a very small but manageable mortgage that's easily covered by guaranteed income like Social Security or a pension. On the liability side, here's the key. It's nearly empty. No credit card balances, no car loans, no personal loans, no Parent Plus loans. If there's a mortgage, it's small, fixed rate, and the monthly payment is less than 15% of your monthly income. Your Social Security and any pension income cover your essential expenses like food, utilities, insurance, and property tax. Your portfolio withdrawals at a safe rate of 3.5% to 4.5% cover your discretionary spending, your travel, hobbies, gifts, entertainment. You're not withdrawing from investments to make debt payments. Every dollar you pull from your portfolio is going toward living your life, not servicing obligations from your past. This is freedom. This is what retirement is supposed to feel like. So how do you get there? Well, start now. If you're still working, attack high interest debt first. Credit cards, personal loans, car loans, then turn your attention to the mortgage. If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, consider making extra principal payments. Run the numbers with a financial professional to see if paying off the mortgage early makes sense for your specific situation. If you're already retired and carrying debt, don't panic. Look at your options. Can you downsize your home and eliminate the mortgage entirely? Can you refinance high interest debt? Can you adjust your spending to free up cash for an accelerated payoff? Every month you chip away at debt is a month you're building more security and freedom. Look, retirement planning isn't just about hitting some magic number in your 401k. It's about building a financial life that supports the retirement you actually want to live. And that means getting honest about debt. If you're sitting there right now with a healthy account balance, but also significant debt, I want you to run your numbers. Really run them. Look at what your monthly debt payments are costing you annually. Then ask yourself, is this debt helping me or is this debt holding me back? If you need help figuring this out, if you want to see what your personal retirement-ready balance sheet should look like, that's exactly what we do at Modern Capital. We help people cut through the noise, make smart decisions about debt, and build retirement plans that actually work. You can find the link in the description to schedule a call with our team. And remember, a smaller nest egg with zero debt will beat a larger nest egg with obligations. Aim for freedom, not just a big number.